Hi Libra, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. Whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Libran, this is for you, and I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So your key to the week this week is the Judgment card. So the first thing that I want to say to you is this is going to be a week where something is finally revealed but also completed. This is, I feel like, the end of a very big or a much larger cycle for you. And so that Judgment card is really seeing the end of something. This is literally, like, for you guys, I think this is going to be a week where it's like the end of an era. Something comes to a close, something comes to a completion, and as it does, it allows you to see things in a very different light, maybe even see yourself in a different light. I would say this is likely to be a week where self-honesty is going to be at an all-time high, and I think this could actually be very good for you because it means that you're going to be demanding that same level of honesty from everybody else. If I'm honest, the feeling that I get from that Judgment card is it's likely to be in the interpersonal sector in some way, shape or form. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you, and if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. For your actions and options, you have the Queen of Wands. So a Sagittarius woman may feature for you this week in some way, shape or form, just because you've got the Judgment card here. Now, that being said, the actions and options is about what you do, and this Queen of Wands, this is going to be a week where, so as something comes to a completion or a culmination or an ending, this is you being very clear, very resolute about how things are going to continue from here. I don't know why, but I get the feeling that, well, I know why, but I get the feeling that this is going to be a week where you are probably having some very stern words with somebody, and where you are in effect kind of laying down the law, like it's going to be like this for this reason. And you know, the thing that I will say to you is don't move into justification mode. You don't have to justify any of your choices. Your choices and your actions will speak for themselves this week, but I do feel like you are going to be a lot more demonstrative than usual. So it will be interesting to see how this shows up. The other thing is as well, this could be a powerful week for you tapping into the mysteries of life. This could be a really powerful week where you are acting on or listening to something at a much deeper level that truly speaks to you moving forward. So trust yourself this way, this week. For your communications and conversations, you have the Hierophant card with the Judgment card. So for those of you this week, I would not be surprised if you are having some very spiritual, religious, or even very philosophical conversations. The flow of and the topics of communications this week seem to be very focused on the inner world, on some of the bigger sort of completions or larger cycles of your life. It may be a really powerfully reflective week for that reason, where you're really observing the patterns and cycles that have moved through your life, and there may even be some sort of eureka moment for it or through it. That Hierophant card can sometimes speak to initiation as well, and because this comes up here in the communications and conversations, I get the feeling that this is you very likely realizing that you've been on a path of initiation all this time, and now you are ready to ascend to whatever that initiation level you know, has allowed you to, whatever new level has been unlocked for you now becomes evident this week. Excuse me. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, that, I mean, for some of you, this looks like literally the week where you're completing your studies, you're completing your thesis, you finish writing your essay, you meet the deadline, and it's like one of those moments where you sit back and it's like, I've done it. Like, this is it. I'm finished, right? I've achieved what I set out to do. The other thing is, for those of you that are employed by somebody else, there is not only a shift or a change in the workplace or the office culture coming up this week, it may very well see, I don't want to say the fall of a powerful person, but a lot of people might be seeing a boss or the company as a whole in a very different light once this week is over, which brings obviously loads of other questions into it. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, with the Queen of Wands here and the Hierophant, I'm not loath to say, like, I get the feeling that this week you are very likely to be pulling rank. For those of you that are business owners, this might be with an employee. If you are a one-man band and you work for yourself, this could be with a client. It could be with a client that's been with you for quite some time. Maybe you're having to put someone in their place and say, okay, look, I appreciate your business, I appreciate who you are. However, you don't get to treat me or behave a certain way towards me. I don't work for you, I work with you. There's a difference. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, I think this is going to be a week of deepening the spiritual path, and a week where you are talking about some more of the profundity of life in general. And I think that message rings true for all Librans, Sun, Moon or Ascendant, but especially for those of you that have the time to really unpick this. I think it's going to be a moment where you're kind of looking at the synchronicities and the way that the flow of life has gone for you and realizing, yeah, this is all going somewhere, and it's like now you can finally see it. For your love and relations, you got the Six of Wands. This is really nice with the Queen of Wands. So you're taking charge in the relationship this week. This is not you, waiting to see, like, what does the other person feel? What do they need? What do they, no. This week, Libra is in charge. Whatever, whether you're a hetero or homo, like whatever type of relationship you're in is irrelevant. You are taking the lead this week and you are managing the day-to-day affairs. And quite frankly, I'm here for it. You better get yours. For those of you that are single, sorry, sometimes I have to laugh at myself because I'm just such a dork. For those of you that are single, this is the end of an era of the type of person you attract and the type of person that you date. So there comes a point for all of us, when looking at our past relationships. Ooh, yeah, I'm going there. This is going to be juicy. We kind of look at the I think the meme says the pattern of our mental dysfunction is trackable by our exes, right? The feeling that I get from this is, for those of you that are single, this week you are going to be looking back at your dating history and realizing, yes, there is always a certain type of person. There's always a set of characteristics or traits that I either attract or look for. And that is shifting this week. Something and potentially someone very different to what you are used to or what you usually attract or go for is showing up for you. And I think this could be a moment where you break out of a cycle, but it is going to force you to level up in some way as well. This is going to force you to do something that's very transformative. And that's something that a lot of people don't talk about with fire. Remember, the Queen of Wands is a fire card. It's a fire element. You've got the Six of Wands here. So this could be a powerful week of transforming yourself through the lens of relationships and how you connect to others. When it comes to your money and materials, you've got the Justice card. So this is really intriguing to me, right? First of all, look at the two figures. Okay, like these figures are both very much to do with the exoteric, the external world. And so this is where a lot of balance is taking place, right? On the interpersonal level. And I said to you from that Judgment card, I feel like it will be the interpersonal stuff that's shifting this week. There is transformation going on at the inner level on the interpersonal, and it's about how you are changing and therefore attracting or changing the dynamics within relationships. And then the external world is providing its own change, but that's coming through your own transformation. So for finances and resources, there's some sort of financial commitment that is likely to be made this week, or certainly one that is being observed. Remember, the Justice card was ruled by Libra, so this is your energy. So when it comes to finances, you are all over it. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, all of the areas of the body that Libra rules, that's going to be the Justice card, which is the kidneys, urinary system, etc. I'm not a doctor, can't give you medical advice, but if you've had any chronic challenges or issues in those areas, this week you might find some answers, or you may find something that you can do on a physical level that really helps support your body to look after itself better. When it comes to your, again, not a doctor, can't give you medical advice. When it comes to your home and environment, this is something that you're signing off on, especially for those of you that are partnered or married. It's like something like, because you're in charge this week, like you're deciding where the relationship goes, what kind of relationship you're going to have, but you're also kind of lord or lady or person of the manor this week at the same time. So I like it. I'm here for it. I like Librans in charge. It's cool. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.